Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today let's solve another lead code question. Let's deep dive into the description of today's question. That we were given two integer arrays of equal length which are with names target and array. In one step we can select any non-empty subarray of array and reverse it. You are allowed to do this any number of steps. Return true if you could make array equal to target or false otherwise. Got it, great. So let's consider the first example where array is given to be 2, 4, 1, 3, and we were given target and it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the steps I would follow is fairly simple. So in the first step I'll try to make first element of the array to be equal to the first element of the target. To make the first element of array to be equal to first element of target, I'll reverse this subarray. So in my first iteration, I could say in my first point, after my first point, then the array would become 1, 4, 2, 3, and this is my array, and target being the same 1, 2, 3, 4 is the target. Got it. Over my second iteration, I'll do uh, try to bring my second element to be equal to the target array. So in my second iteration it would be 1, 2, 4 and again 3. This would be my array and 1, 2, 3, 4 being my target. Over my third iteration what I'll do is I'll simply reverse the array that's sub array that's remaining, and it would be array and which is equals to target. So got the point. Given that, like, if as we are allowed to do any number of operations required, so we could change array to the target if and only if all the elements of array are being matched within the target. So for doing that, let me first start with the method 1. In method 1 I'll just simply follow sorting both the arrays, and then I'll check if both the arrays are equal or not. Let me also check if sizes given for both of them are equal or not. Yes, the sizes given for both of them are equal. Sorry, this would be n, and I'll take a track of size to iterate through the elements of it, and so here it would be, I'll check if my array of I is not equal to target of I, return false, else return true. So this will be iterating into every element of the loop, and will be checking if all the elements at the given position are equal or not. If those are not equal, then obviously there's an element that's in array of I which is not equal to target of I. So no matter how many operations we perform, we won't achieve the result. So in that case we'll return false, otherwise we'll return true for it. So it's working fine. Let me submit this out. Yes, it's working fine. So this would be my approach 1. Instead of removing it, let me write it in approach 1 instead. I'm sorry. So you just simply add this within the approach 1 so that it would work. And while returning, you just simply return approach 1 followed by target along with array. Great, that's how it works. So in approach 2 it would be fairly simple again. Instead of sorting, just a second, let me show you this approach 1 again. Let's submit this. I already told you, if you wanted to increase the reduce the time taken for it, we'll just say that you don't need to get the libraries that are associated with C using for input and output. So for that I'll say I don't need any input taking functions nor output taking functions from this should be tie and this should be out. So now you could check this out. Time would be fairly reduced now. So it's 63. Earlier it was I'm not sure. Let me check in the submissions. Earlier it was 15 and former it was 4. That depends upon the server load. So while doing this, we'll see the increase in complexity. And for approach 2, I'll just follow. I'll take an unordered map instead of sorting with int present in it. First, I'll iterate through the given array of elements. I'll add. So what this step will be doing is it will be iterating to the elements of an array. And why this auto keyword, it by default will be of same data type of elements that's present in the array. And why this ampersand is useful for reference, specifying that if I made any modification within this for loop, that modification should be permanent, in the sense that it should be changed outside the loop as well. If I haven't made this, then the change would be modified only locally for that loop. So again I'll go through the elements within my target, and now what I'll do is I'll check the matched elements that are already present, and if my MP of element became 0, then I wanted to remove that element from the map. And finally I'll check if my map size is equals to 0, then I'll return true, else I'll return false. So this does the same thing. We'll check if my map size is 0. If my map size is 0, then this is a boolean expression, so this would be returning true, and else it would be returning false. So these are the two approaches. And let me explain this approach again. So we knew that in both the vectors the numbers should be exactly the same. So I'm adding the count of a numbers, distinct numbers that's present along with its count in a map, and in the target array I'm reducing the count if I found a particular element, in the sense that there's an element present in the target array that's also present in a original vector. So I'll just remove it from my vector, and I'll check if my all elements that are present in array are already consumed within the target. If that's the case, then I'll just remove that element from the map. And I'll check there should be no extra elements present within map. So finally the size should be equal to 0. So that's the condition that's being checked at the end. Thank you. Feel free to ask anything in the comment section if you feel anything is unclear.